Oh my God, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Shout out to everybody in the chat. This wasn't going to be it's not going to be a very long live, I promise. I literally was working on some stuff and then I stumbled upon that surprise witness on Twitter and saw something that just really made me like, what the heck is going on? So you guys know that there has been we live now. You guys know that there has been the DOJ is dropping files and redacting and leaking information as they should and everything. Everybody knows DOJ is redacting files on this Epstein stuff as they should, right? Well, let me tell you what I came across. Shout out to BJ because I saw it from BJ and then I see everybody else is talking about this. BJ puts TMZ founder Harvey Levin is in the Epstein files, described as someone's good friend who might be helpful in the global PR campaign defending convicted Pedialyte Jeffrey Epstein and attacking his victims and accusers. TMZ has been remarkably quiet about the files. You know what? TMZ, you will go live for just about everything and anybody, even if the information is inaccurate. But they are pretty quiet about this. I am literally Googling. Let's see, Harvey Levin. Sorry, guys. You guys might hear Baby Bunny. Epstein. I don't hear any. Like, where's your article? Look at this. You got Google giving me a AI overview of the situation, but no article. In 2025, TMZ founder Harvey Levin extensively covered developments regarding Jeffrey Epstein, particularly focusing on the release of the DOJ documents. Well, his name gets mentioned on the 31st of January, because that's the date here, and I have yet to see not one article on my search. What is going on? I need, like, literally, shout out to BJ because I saw it on BJ's Twitter. He will go live about everything. Now, let me put this out here. On the last video, I don't know if you guys follow House and Habit. That's, whatever y'all follow, whatever you follow. But she was named in the DOJ files, not like in the lists, but like in the files as somebody who victims were calling in the hotline because they were being attacked by her. I just find it mighty interesting that people that are like maybe well connected in PR and whatnot are somehow involved in the attacking of victims and whatnot and trying to discredit them. You said what? You said what? Harvey selective shaming. Well, you would think that he would have like at least put an article. An intern can write an article, something. But Harvey's not. Harvey's like Harvey's nowhere to be found. And don't act like you don't got people working there 24 hours a day typing up stuff. They're there. I bet you if something were to break about D4VD, they'd be the first ones to write an article. So why can't they be the first ones to talk about this? I mean, literally, you don't see anybody in the TMZ mobile saying anything yet. I'm telling you, Chris Blessings, thank you so much for becoming a member. Shout out to you. Thank you for renewing your membership. You said welcome. I know. Sorry, where are my manners? I'm sorry. Welcome, guys. A really quick live. So let me tell you, shout out again to That's Price Witness BJ. She put this out here. I was like, what? So let's get into this. This is an email, right? To a guy named Mike to Jeffrey Epstein. I don't know who Mike is, but apparently Mike tells Jeffrey Epstein, try to call you. Harvey Levin, who runs TMZ, is a good friend. They haven't reported on this at all, but I might be able to get him to do something on the Duchess and her backpedaling. You know what's so crazy? And this reminds me of this too. Timothy Busfield, you know how quick they were to put that first audio, the very first time that these minor victims were interviewed? They were so quickly to put that out there. And what did we see? Suddenly, the narrative shift and change. Like everybody forgot that this is a 10-year-old child. They put that out there. Jeffrey Epstein responded, I'll say for right time, he says. And this was in 2011. And then there's a response. Okay, with leaking to British press, but think we need to get a statement out. Jeffrey Epstein response. Zuckerman suggested shorter and punchier, no attack on press. Pled guilty to solicitation, no tabloid exaggeration of pedialia. Okay. Jeff paid a price, no allegations of minors since 2005. Suggests leaking to London press the absurdity of the statements, and there's no law enforcement. People in my office, when I was at work, release that let her in. So this is the guy. This is the Mike guy. Ooh, sorry. Mike guy is internationally renowned crisis manager, so PR guy. Fortune magazine called him one of the most accomplished practitioners of the dark arts of public relations. Boy, that sounds so weird. He's one of the most accomplished practitioners of dark arts of public relations. It's his talking points on that. Jeffrey Epstein is telling the PR person, Michael, this is how we're going to do it. This is the strategy. This is what, no minors since 2005. That makes it better, right? Like, your kids are safe around me. The dark arts of PR. Well, listen, somebody who's pretty green like me, I would say, what is the dark arts of public relations? That's the what in the occult crap is this? And let me tell you, in the court of public opinion, we should know this by now. I got to shut my door because I got baby bunny screaming. Give me 1 second. She's playing out there. 1 sec, y'all. Okay, sorry. In the court of public opinion, it's very quick, right? You could, depending on the following and influence that a person has, you could definitely sway one way or another. You know what I mean? Like, it only takes one thing for a person, for a victim to do. Some people aren't media trained. Some people don't have those resources or access to, face the front public, everybody criticizing them, criticizing their story. So when I read House and Habit today, and I did that quick little upload video, you guys got to watch it. Go check it out. She said something to the effect of like, and it stood out to me because it made me feel like we really are, when you are defending people like this, see if I can find the exact statement. When you're defending people like this, or you're trying to make sense of somebody's, pedophile ways or whatever, your mind will do like all kinds of tricks to tell you why certain things would be allowed and why certain things would not be allowed. In my opinion, that's what it seems like to me, especially when you're trying to defend a specific kind of behavior. You're trying to excuse behavior, right? But when it comes to media, public relations, social media, and all that stuff, I mean, it takes the powers that be. This guy was connected. He knew who to contact. My good friend Harvey Levin can do X, Y, and Z. And we know how much of a reach TMZ has. We know how quickly they can change the narrative. But I find it just mighty strange that they could have gotten in front of this and they did not. I bet you Harvey didn't even know, or maybe he did, that this would have been something, and then he's going to explain it away. While he's over here being upset and talking about politics, which he's done a couple times here and there, can you check on your own backyard and find out why in 2011 you were trying to, or at least Michael, okay, this PR, guy that looks like, what does he look like, man? He's giving me, I don't know, man, his eyes. He's giving me El Diablo. He really is. This guy right here, why? You good friends? Have you done this before? Have you twisted the narrative publicly so much so that people know to contact you for their public relations? That is the question that I have. I have a question about that. I really, really do. I don't know. It's pretty black and white for me when it comes to like a child. And then the guy, Jeffrey, I have no minor since 2005. Well, sorry, I forgot I have cookies here. Hmm? Mhm. Here you go. My bad. She left the cookies here. My bad. She's gone. So I gotta be careful. You said the man has too many deals. Oh, this one was not. This one was on your bingo card. Not surprised at all. Some crew that cheered. I mean, people were listen, I may not agree with a lot of the ideologies, but I did notice the cheering and I saw the backpedaling and I saw them what they did. I may not agree with the ideologies of certain folks, but I will never praise somebody's death. Believe it or not, as much as I don't like somebody, you won't see me that. I just don't be doing that. That being said though, it is ridiculous, but I'm not surprised. Are we surprised? Let me know in the chat. Are we surprised? This is what I have to start asking every time I go live. Listen, the question isn't like who is in the Epstein files. The question should be is celebrities, politicians, if you're out there, just put it on your Instagram. You don't have to worry about me. I am not on these Epstein files. That's all you have to say. Like, who isn't in the files at this point? I am no surprise that they have PR people, companies, and stuff like that. Bloggers, bloggers who can shape the narrative of certain things. Yeah. Like, I'm not surprised. I don't think any of us. You said disappointed, not surprised. I thought that guy was this. Well, I mean, it just, here's the deal. It's like rule number one. If something's about to drop about you and you're a public person, and this is just me because I think maybe because I do YouTube, and maybe even BJ might even like feel like this would be probably the best way to handle something like this. You get in front of it because you know if you don't get in front of it, someone's going to get ahead of it before you do, and then they're able to explain why you didn't get in front of it. You always want to get in front of everything. Okay? You have to do it. Okay? But my thing is that I am not at all surprised that they thought of his good friend Harvey Levin, who runs TMZ. They haven't reported on this at all, but I might be able to get him to do something on the Duchess and her backpedaling. I am not at all surprised that this is how the get down gets down. It just isn't. But as far as stuff like this, you always want to get in front of it. I don't know what happened here, TMZ. Maybe they took a vacation. Maybe the intern was out. I'm not really sure, but I do find it mighty funny that when it came to these files, they were right ahead of it, talking about these files and everything, especially in 2025 and all this ish, especially with Mark Garagos. But nothing of a sort. At the end of the day, like, I'm not surprised that his name was dropped and or mentioned. I don't know, I guess. Some of these people, it's like, wah, others, ooh, are like, I knew it was something. Yeah. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Paola, keep quiet. Like I said, I was a little surprised by that video that I just did on House and Habit where the lady was mentioned. And you know what? Let me play a portion of that. I mean, literally, look at this. This is what I'm saying, y'all. They just dropped this. This is ridiculous. When did they 4 hours ago? Somebody is working at TMZ right now. Why can't they say about how Harvey Levin has been mentioned as somebody, you know, who was a friend who could maybe make something go away or drop something a certain way, and Epstein would be able to handle the narrative. Look at this. This was 4 hours ago. Y'all got an intern over there. What happened? Stop. This is what Jeffrey said. He said that he wanted a shorter and punchier, no attacks on the press, pled guilty to no solicitation, no tabloids exaggeration on the Pedialyte. Okay, no allegations of minors since 2005. Like, and this, he wrote this in 2011 to Michael, the dark arts PR. He wanted to handle the narrative, but look, They're still writing about TMZ. They just can't. They can't talk about Harvey. Thank you. Handle, spin, and create narratives. Absolutely. Some may write about this. Some may write. You said, I think it's okay if we stop being surprised, but we have to be careful and make sure we don't stop caring about victims, period. I'm here for it. Muzzy, you're right. You're right. Now, hold up. Let me shout out some people because I don't want to miss you. Candalee, thank you so much. 31 OG member. Shout out to my wonderful, beautiful supporter, Candalee. Thank you so much. 31 months is amazing. And Mercy Miami gifted 5 memberships. If you've been gifted, we had a lot of gifters today. Put some hearts in the chat, please, and thank you. If you've been gifted. Now, hold up. I wanted to show you guys a little something. I just thought it was funny that I opened my thing. Look at this. 23 minutes ago, somebody's at TMZ working right now. Melania director Brett Ratner pictured on couch with Jeffrey Epstein woman. TMZ, what about Harvey? You guys will report on just about anything and everything, even if it's false. Why aren't you telling on yourself? That's what I want to know. Why aren't you telling on yourself? No, I'm sure he's got an intern. I'm sure he has an intern. I don't think that that's not him. He's got people to do this for him. Why aren't you telling on yourself? That's what I want to know. It is wild to see this ish in real time. Like, no joke. The man who's been reporting on everything else can't report on the fact that his name appeared as someone who is connected to the dark arts of media who can make things go away. Guys, look, that whole PR situation, we just had that with, Taylor Swift, Baldoni, all that ish. I didn't follow it too closely, right? But if you think that we don't live in a world where PR and media cannot be manipulated, you are mistaken. If you think that you could have a file and reports and stacked and really credible information from a victim against a person who has at least 1 foot in PR public relations, it's very easy for somebody to walk away from things that they are truly responsible of. And I find it mighty interesting that people are being very selective. No, I'm not. I just saw Ticket TV too. Shout out to Ticket TV because he's reporting on it too. See what I'm saying? Mighty selective. And shout out to BJ because she shared it on Twitter. And I bet you if she was able to go live, she'd probably go live right now too on it too. I know she would report on this ish too because that's what we do. Okay? But I find it mighty funny. We're not a corporation over here. None of us are. Regular schmegular people. Someone that you'll never see on a fucking Epstein list right over here with a bunch of other content creators, right? Giving people the news that they refuse to report on. Don't ever forget that, okay? Because let me tell you, but if there's something going on, I will be the first to tell you. I'll be the first to tell you. But you can't even get a Harvey Levin or an intern to tell on him. This news dropped about, 3 hours ago, and it still hasn't been reported from TMZ. Go search it. You're not going to find it. Nothing. So I just find it mighty funny. Now, this is what I reported on earlier. I followed House and Habit here and there. You know, some of her commentary is interesting. I'll give you that. I'm not like too heavy on certain things, but she was also a blogger. She's one of the ones that went to go pick up the redacted fake Epstein files earlier last year, which contained nothing, right? It was like a PR stunt. And they opened the books and they're like, oh shit, this was released 3 years ago. It was redacted. I remember this PDF from like 3 years ago because they were used as PR stunts at the White House. She's one of them. So listen to this shit. Let's see.
Jessica Reed Krause of House and Habit has been named in the Epstein files. Multiple survivors have reported her to the FBI for smearing and discrediting victims. She's mentioned a lot. So there's multiple times in PDF files that are formed that mention her. but it's basically talking about how she was using her Substack platform to discredit survivors, and the survivors were emailing the FBI with all of the receipts to ask them, why aren't you doing anything about this? Jessica Reed Krause is mentioned multiple times in the Epstein files. You can go, it's on the official website. And so one survivor emailed the FBI and said that Jessica Reed Krause has a history of attacking people that come forward, even if they're famous. And she's saying that Krause used a letter to write a hit piece while the pedophile mafia abused her. Crickets from authorities, crickets from lawyers. She said that Jessica used her Substack to peddle lies about her, and then said they harassed Meghan Markle, Amber Heard, public victims of Epstein, victims of Tate, victims of Diddy. The same mob harassed Sigrin's new clients who survived Masterson, which we know just.
There is a mob. Now, I don't know what that means exactly. Like a group of people that specifically, is it just PR people that harass these victims? You know, and people have gone back and forth. Some of y'all can, for me, I didn't follow the Amber Heard case against, well, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. I didn't follow that whole situation. I know that there's people that believe Amber Heard, and I know there's people that don't. The court didn't find her credible. I mean, clearly, y'all know how that has ended. It's neither here nor there. My issue, though, is with the Scientology stuff. My issue is attacking. Now, I did see this, I want to say, when the Danny Masterson trial was happening, so much so that those victims were being attacked. And it was very difficult because you don't know if those attacks were coming from the operative of Scientology, you know, those, oh, what is it, OSA? Those operatives of Scientology, or if they were paid, you know, by OSA and Scientology. And that man is serving, what, 30 plus years. So yeah, I take issue with a lot of the people because when you know their stories and you know the evilness of this Scientology cult, you know. And now, of course, if you covered the Diddy trial, which Emily knows did, I believe she was the one that was out there too, you kind of know how people got down during the Diddy trial. You just do.
Jessica supported Danny Masterson. She is friends with his PR person. No one has protected me. So then she says, no one has heard of me. I am not famous. So she says, why would any other victims come forward? So they're basically saying that these PR companies and this elite uses people like Jessica to attack survivors of famous people in power.
Okay.
Multiple survivors have spoken.
Now, this is not coming. Let's be very clear. Emily is not saying this is literally somebody who called the DOJ and made mention of House and Habit as being a person that was doing that. So I do wonder. House and Habit, she, for those that don't know, she's the one that wore Free Ghislaine Maxwell. She has that Ghislaine Maxwell shirt, and she stands very tall in that stance. Part of it is because, and I agree to a certain extent with her. Let me be very clear. I don't believe that Ghislaine Maxwell needs to be freed, but I also don't believe that she should be the only one that's sitting behind bars over these crimes. Like, why is it just her and not everybody else? That's what I want to know. So as far as Epstein using media companies and whatnot, it wouldn't surprise me. Guys, he had the access. My friend, Mike, who knows my friend, Harvey Levin, he had the access. But as far as Ghislaine Maxwell, she's no innocent person. But she shouldn't be the only one sitting in the, behind bars. There should be more. There should be more. Corporations, everybody, throw them all in there because they were all involved one way or another. I don't like how, also, side note, I don't like, I feel like her stance is a little bit more, how do I say this? Like, her stance is just all the way out there, and I can't always agree with everything that she stands with as far as House and Habit. I don't feel like we can look at victims in black and white, that people are victimized all the time, and you're going to see different kinds of victims. You are. Nobody fits. There is no model victim, if that makes sense, especially when you're talking about a trafficking ring. Even as she said it on her post, child prostitutes. I don't like the word child, and I don't like the word prostitute. Those should not be in the same sentence whatsoever. That doesn't exist. That's still child trafficking, period. That's it. There's nothing else to it but that.
Looking out about how she was harassing them, and more on this later. I need to look through everything,
Crazy.
But holy shit, what a plot twist. Makes sense why she kept calling it a hoax. She's mentioned a bunch of times.
Wow. Okay. Some of you guys are coming in late. Yes. So let me tell you what the news is. So I learned this news through That Surprise Witness on Twitter. Make sure you guys check out BJ. And she dropped this 2 hours ago. So this has been out for a couple hours. So the DOJ, and I'm going to read this verbatim here. TMZ founder Harvey Levin is in the Epstein files, described as someone's good friend who might be helpful in the global PR campaign defending convicted Pedialyte Jeffrey Epstein and attacking his victims / accusers. TMZ has been remarkably quiet about this. They're talking about the files. They're just not talking about how Harvey Levin has been mentioned in an email by Mike. Is it Sidrick? Mike Sidrick. That's what it is. Mike Sidrick, who's like top Fortune 500 PR person. There's an email between Mike and Jeffrey Epstein. Mike is telling Jeffrey, I tried to call you. Harvey Levin, who runs TMZ, is a good friend. They haven't reported on this at all, but I might be able to get him to do something on the Duchess and her back pedaling. Now, all of this is, again, communication between them. Jeffrey responds, I'll save it for the right time. And then Mike says, okay, with the leaking to British press, but think we need to get a statement out. Mike being a good friend is telling him, like, look, we gotta figure this out. We gotta get ahead of it, right? And Jeffrey's like, Zuckerman suggested shorter and punchier, no attack on press, pled guilty to solicitation, no tabloids. So Jeffrey's telling Mike how he wants this media relations handled and how they're going to handle it in the United States by way of using TMZ, aka Harvey Levin, the good friend. Now, this is what just when BJ put this here, Michael Sidrick is an internationally renowned crisis manager. Epstein needed a crisis manager at the time. Sorry about that. You said Ghislaine is a monster. Yes, many people need to be indicted. Some have immunity deals allegedly. Witchy Warrior, I agree. Ghislaine is a monster. She should not be freed. Although I feel like she shouldn't be the only one behind bars. Period. Yeah, isn't he giving me like I don't know, man, something about the face. But anyway, so he is a internationally renowned crisis manager. Fortune magazine called him one of the most accomplished practitioners of the dark arts of public relations. What does it mean to be part of the dark arts of public relations? Let me Google this. What does it mean to be part of the dark arts of public relations? No. I don't even like the sound of that. Look at this. Based on Google. Public relations, dark PR, black hat PR refers to the use of unethical, covert, manipulative tactics to destroy a competitor's reputation or boost a client's image through deceitful means. How? We see this all the time. We see it in the political realm. We see it in the celebrity realm. Hell, we saw it in the Justin Baldoni and situation with what's her name, Blake Lively, right? It involves actions like astroturfing, fake grassroots movements, okay, smear campaigns, spreading disinformation and using anonymous information, negative info to sway public opinions. This can include using fake accounts, bots, bogus websites to spread false information or create artificial public support. Opposition research smear campaigns, actively hunting for a competitor's past mistakes. See it all the time. Private missteps, weak points to sabotage their reputation. We see this a lot. Hidden agendas. So masking the true source of information to make a paid campaign appear organic, public, or opinion. Aggressive tactics using outrage as a weapon to manipulate public sentiments against a target. I remember, and I saw this a lot during the Diddy trial. You guys know BJ was going live, I was going live. We had various creators that were going live. We were covering this shit, right? All back and front, back and forth. We're covering all of it. And I'll never forget, there was Chico, you might have been here too in the chat. I don't know if Cheeks was in the chat. There was a lot of you guys that were in the chat. There were some bots that were coming in and they were purposely super chatting. And they weren't super chatting like, I'm not talking about like $1, okay? $1. And they would put a comment and it was a comment to like against me or against the victims, against it, and it was just happening. And I would just let them pay because it's like, shit, it's $1, whatever, And then I finally blocked it. But I saw this a lot in the Diddy trial. And then when I went after that live was done, I went in there and I went to go look at the account. The account was like not even a day old. So what they do is that, like these guys right here, is that they'll purchase a bunch of accounts, right? Preset and everything. They'll put like a picture on there, and then they'll set it up with credit cards, prepaid, think of like a Cash App or something like that, and they have that set up. So they're making whatever comment they want to do, but the account is not very old. There's a lot of that happens too, even in like when bot accounts are trying to buy things or sell things. They'll go into a creator's comments and they'll like advertise there, and I'm having to block them. You remember that? I said, let them pay. Literally, I had this bot. There were so many bots, but there was at one point bots that were being sent. I don't know who sent them. I don't know who did it, but it was a real thing. I just have never seen. I'd seen bots before, but not to that magnitude. Not to that magnitude. I said, that's right. You got something mean to say? Pay up. That's what I would do. You said, oh, yeah, the ones for Diddy. I remember that. It happened. It was happening to a lot of channels. So, yeah, there are bots accounts out there that will pay, that will do a super chat or whatever just to give a comment. And it's insulting you or insulting the people out there. You said, are they being sold at Walmart? I don't think so. So if he's talking about dark PR arts, whatever this looks like, here it is. I mean, think of the time frame. The email itself is from 2011. Bots, the dark art of PR, all of this has been going on for many, many years. Many years, right? You could tell. You could tell, man. Let me know what you guys think. You said Diddy Demons. Well, yeah, that Diddy trial, never again. Let's not do it anymore. That was crazy, huh? We were all glued to the Diddy trial. That being said, you remember that day? It was a lot of bots. It was. You said, remember Jane Mansfield was into and had dark PR in dark arts, well known in the 60s. It's a concept that's been there. Now, like I said, TMZ is actively posting about the DOJ files right now. They're actively posting. This was 23 minutes ago. They're talking about everybody's business but their own. Why are we so remarkably quiet about the fact that this guy, Mike Sitrick, who is known internationally, known and known for dark PR, why are you so quiet about that, Harvey? Why are your interns quiet? I mean, you could just do a little story. Harvey Levin has been called out for dark art media. He's the founder. This is TMZ, guys. TMZ. Why is he quiet? Hold up. And let me see what else I could pull on this before. And again, the only two people that I saw speaking on this was BJ on Twitter and Ticket TV. Shout out to Ticket TV. Look at this. And there's more information. Crisis management publicist Mike was engaged by Jeffrey Epstein to manage public relations fallout, particularly after his 2011 photo with Prince Andrew. Newly released documents indicate that in 2011, Epstein requested Mike to draft statements for Sarah Ferguson aimed at refuting allegations portraying her as duped by accuser lawyers. Okay. And so Mike is doing a little connection, because he has a friend. His friend is Harvey Levin from TMZ. Okay. Let's see. Let's look at something else that I'm kind of curious. Harvey Levin, TMZ. nothing. Look at this. Michael Sidrick is a prominent Los Angeles-based crisis public manager known as a fixer. We've interviewed a fixer here on this channel. These fixers go above and beyond to fix the celebrity images. High profile people. Hold up. There's sound coming. What did I press? Give me 1 second. Why is that playing? Ooh, okay. Sorry about that. I had some ad playing and it was distracting me. Here it is. So he was hired. So Michael was retained by Jeffrey Epstein in 2005 and again in 2011 to handle media fallout regarding S crimes, allegations, and his association with Prince Andrew. Harvey Levin is the founder of celebrity news outlet TMZ. Now, I find it so interesting that Google won't say about the email. Google hasn't even reported on this damn email. Google. Harvey Levin and TMZ coverage. Harvey Levin and TMZ have actively covered the Epstein case, including developments concerning the Epstein files and leaked to various celebrities and politicians. Though TMZ Live and Two Angry Men podcast with Mark Garagos has discussed new evidence, emails, and the potential impact of the scandal on public figures, but they won't connect. Google won't even connect TMZ and their mentioning of this email. Like, that is insane. They haven't even said anything, and this literally dropped like 4 hours ago, guys, from the DOJ, and they won't say nothing. You have got to be, they'll report on everything else. Look at, you can't say they're not reporting on Epstein right now because this was 23 minutes ago, 40 minutes ago. But they won't say. If you Google this, you're not going to find anything. I don't know what it is. And like, literally, am I running a risk even talking about this because of the shit that these people do? That is insane. Go ask Google, Jordan. You go tell me, go ask Google right now. While you have, y'all go check your Googles, okay? Put in there Harvey Levin, Epstein files, and Michael Sidrick, and see if anything else comes up. Because this just dropped from the DOJ like 3 or 4 hours ago, and they're not talking about it. They haven't even done their little report yet. I'm waiting for the TMZ article. Nothing. They'll talk about everything else. They'll talk about everything else but the obvious, right? Let me know. You checked? Watch everybody. Now everybody's going to go to Google. You believe me now. Thank you, Jordan. I was checking. I said, wait a minute. Like, now let me change my search. I'm going to put Jeffrey Epstein. Let's see. Let's put Jeffrey Epstein files, Harvey Levin, TMZ. Hold up. I'm not even joking. Look at this. Based on a recent report, they're giving me the most generic AI crap. Based on the most recent report's 2025 updates, TMZ has been actively covering the release of the Jeffrey Epstein files. No mention about TMZ being involved or sought out in 2011 or 2005. Look at this. Not even one article. They'll talk about everybody else, but nothing of the other stuff. That's insane. That's insane. You said, I'm better off asking Jeeves at this point, honestly. I can ask Chat GPT. Let me see. Chat GPT is going to tell me the same. Let's see. Can you find, I'm going to ask it, can you find the DOJ files with Epstein, Michael, what's his name? Sidrick, and Harvey Levin, TMZ. Let me see. It says it's thinking. It's thinking. It's thinking. I'll show you guys. Hold up. Let's see what it tells us. Oh, it's going to say Jay-Z. It'll definitely pull up Jay-Z. Look, it's thinking. It's the information's been up for several hours, guys. Why is Google still why is ChatGPT not getting it? Here we go. What does ChatGPT say? Here's what I found. What I can find right now that's actually hosts on .gov, DOJ, how to verify whether Michael Sidrick or Harvey Levin appear in the DOJ files. It's telling me to go look at the DOJ files. It says DOJ hosted TMZ related interview, transcript, DOJ hosted 263-page redacted interview, labeled interview transcript, Maxwell. Not one mention of Maxwell. What I'm seeing about Harvey Levin and TMZ mentioned, I'm not currently finding any clean DOJ hosts on Epstein data set PDF that publicly shows Harvey Levin and TMZ. Nothing. Nothing, nothing, nothing. You cannot make this up. I know. Did you see how glitchy that got? You see how ChatGPT's like, I'm breaking. I can't. That's crazy. That is insane. Now, hold up. I want to see what else the streets of the Twitter are saying. Because I think it's Twitter right now that's the only one that's literally, look, you guys, that was BJ's post 3 hours ago. 300,036K. All right. Everybody wants to talk about TMZ founder Harvey Levin noticeably skipped over Jay-Z being mentioned in the newly Epstein files. Did TMZ even write an article about Jay-Z? Despite aggressively covering nearly every other celebrity name. Isn't that interesting? Look at this. Now, Officer Lou says, founder Harvey Levin is named in Epstein files. Look, y'all see that? It's picking up. It's an hour ago. Described as a good friend who could help run a global PR effort to defend convicted Pedialyte, Jeffrey Epstein, and smear his victims. Yet TMZ is silent about the entire thing. He's silent. Here's another one, 30 minutes ago. So Epstein era emails mentions TMZ and Harvey Levin in media strategy talks. It wouldn't surprise me, I told you, bloggers, other folks that have used their platforms to defend Epstein or tried to discredit victims that somehow are adjacent or related to the situation, it would not surprise me at all. And suddenly major outlets go quiet. If powerful people can shape what gets buried, this silence isn't accidental. No, it's not. The media curates reality and treats the public like idiots. Disgusting. This man, Harvey Levin, I'm sorry, got to call you out. You literally have been talking about everything else. You're willing to expose everything else. You're mentioned here. Now, is this the only thing we're going to see? That's the question. Does he know that he was mentioned? I don't know. TMZ Harvey Levin is the Epstein files described as a good friend of the dark arts person. Okay? Funny, Harvey hasn't mentioned his name being mentioned in the Epstein files. Twitter is the only one talking about it. Myself and Ticket TV are the only ones talking about this. That is insane. That's it. Like, there's only a couple posts on this. I asked ChatGPT and the thing is glitching. I'm asking Google and the thing is giving me a whole different narrative that I'm not asking for. Oh, he should know by now, right? He should know by now. Literally. Let's see. You said at this point, I wouldn't put it. I just don't know what to think. I don't know what to think. What other media companies are complicit to a lot of this stuff? That's the question. What other media companies are complicit to this? That's the question. Come on, Harvey. You'll talk about everything else. You got to talk about this. You got to report on this. You have to report on this. Clearly, they used him for something. I mean, TMZ is known for burying or we saw this in the story when they're talking about Timothy Busfield. What do? They put out the audio of the 11-year-old victim being interviewed and saying that nothing happened to them. And I get it. But that's not even evidence to clear Timothy Busfield yet. But they were quick to do that. Did they get paid to do that? What happened? How did they decide that this is what they were going to do? And then This guy being connected, he is one of the most accomplished practitioners of dark arts of public relations. This guy's having conversations with Epstein in the email, telling Epstein how he wants to, get ahead of it and what the narrative should be. What are we doing? Money talks, man. Things go away. Money talks. Money talks. It's crazy. It's crazy work. Tried to call you. Harvey Levin, who runs TMZ, is a good friend. They haven't reported on this at all, but I might be able to get him to do something on the Duchess on her backpedaling. That's what the email reads. The Duchess of the backpedaling wants victims to be called out for their backpedaling. This is no mistake, guys. No mistake at all. You said, and have dudes like Epstein, they would pay them. This is not going away. We're not going to forget. We're not going to forget for sure. Yeah, that's what I have to say about that. Hold up. Let me see. Let me shout out some people. I'm so sorry. You said the narrative. Oh my gosh. I'm like behind the comments. I'm sorry. The narrative will not be stopped. The propaganda machines never sleep. This is why, like I said, you guys, it's very important. I'm not a corporation. Ticket TV, all these people, we're just people on the internet that talk about news and bring light and, give different sides, regardless if we agree on something or not, right? Because ultimately, that's what this is about. But the thing is like, these corporations, they can have somebody pay them to make something go away or to change the narrative. And to me, that's it right there. That's it right there. We're not aligned. I'm raising my hand and I'm not in no Epstein file or no Epstein list. I bet you some of these people out here on the YouTubes that just give commentary to the news are not on an Epstein list. Okay? Who else? Who isn't? At this point, this is what I said. Y'all need to just tell on yourselves, you celebrities and politicians. If you're not on this list, just say, listen, I'm not on this list because everybody else is on this list but us at this point. Because we just don't get down that way. We don't. Let me shout out some people. I'm so sorry because I'm behind. Excuse me. Ronan gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, Ronan. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Flo Joe, $4.99. Thank you so much. Olson, thank you for the $9.99. And Jay Wells, thank you for becoming a member. Shout out to you. PI, Green Eye PI, thank you so much for being a member for a month. Shout out to you. Danielle, thank you for your $4.99 super sticker. Thank you. Thank you. Mercy Miami says, remember when you asked who was Diddy's best lawyer? I said Harvey. I stand on that simply because the truth can be spun, sadly. Don't forget. I haven't forgotten about the information that was leaked on the RICO trial when it was supposed to be like, they're supposed to be very quiet. The RICO information that got leaked. How did TMZ know what was going on with those jurors? Remember that? I definitely do. Jaded, thank you so much for becoming a member. Shout out to you. Bernice, thank you for the $5. I appreciate you. Mark says, come on, everyone. Rabbit only needs 6,400 subscribers to do her 100,000. She deserves a silver. Oh, thank you, Mark. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Yes, we're only 6,400 away from our 100,000, Mark. Thank you. And thank you for this very generous super chat. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for the very generous, all of you guys, very generous super chats. We're close. Definitely. Let me see. Yes, you said, hold up. Hey, look at, shout out to Mims. Look at, oh my God, Mims. Shout out to you. Hey, by the way, happy birthday. Happy belated birthday. Okay. Happy birthday to you. You guys check out Mims. He's a cutie. He's like all over the YouTubes, got a phenomenal channel. Check him out. Check him out. If Ahmad can drop the link, that would be amazing. Thank you. You said, I'm trying to send a super chat. No worries. Let me see what else. Jay-Z got tired of Beyonce and he got 99 problems, but the kids ain't one. I don't know. People in the chat have more critical thinking skills than the TV masses. Didn't they label YouTubers crazy conspiracy theories? That's what they do, right? But they call us conspiracy theories, and then we come about emails like this being leaked by the DOJ, right? And then you have bloggers like Mims, BJ, Ticket TV, myself, others that are like, wait a minute, does this make sense? Look, we're regular people over here. We support victims. That's what we want to do. But people got to wake up. Some of these corporations, they've been doing this for years. That's what they've been doing, right? And like I said, talk about everything Talk about all the Epstein files, but he doesn't talk about the possibility that he could be mentioned as somebody who might be able to make something go away for Jeffrey Epstein. Come on, Harvey. Harvey, come on. Come on, come on. You're wide awake for everything else, but you're not awake for this. I don't get it. I don't get it. You said it's crazy how they have articles on Mike, the publicist, out, but no Harvey, right? You have everything, even House and Habit. House and Habit is out there too. That's what I'm saying. It's like, what are we doing? They spin everything. Absolutely. Wake it up. If you're going to talk about the Epstein files, and if you're mentioned in it, you should probably talk about the fact that you're mentioned in there, right? Everybody. He's mentioned in there too. Some of y'all, I'm just letting y'all know, he's also mentioned there too. Thank you for the $2. All of them. All of these political figures are mentioned, whichever side, pick one, all of them. Bill Gates right now. Now we know Melinda Gates divorced him, 3 years ago? We talked about this. Melinda Gates divorced Bill Gates 3 years ago. Melinda knows what was going on with her man. It was said today in the one of the articles that was released just today that the guy was worried about getting that he might have gotten an STD from, sexual activity with the Russian girl. Okay. Melinda Gates filed for divorce. Melinda Gates knows. Somebody asked Melinda Gates what's going on, because I think she knows the truth. That's why she walked away. And she even said, per her words, that she didn't like the kind of influence or her Bill Gates' connection to who? Epstein. There's pictures out there with them. You got Elon Musk. Some of you guys are fan stands of that guy. Me, I'm not fan stands of any of these people, guys. They're on lists. They're mentioned. They're named. Something's off about this whole situation. Literally. You said all of them. They're all in there. It's weird. Bill Gates asking, allegedly, again, this is Epstein, per Epstein, and it was a draft. So take it for what it's worth. Bill Gates is he's not going to agree to any statement out there. He's not going to tell us the truth. He's basically, in that draft email, it said something to the effect of how he needed to take an antibiotic and was trying to slip an antibiotic on Melinda. This guy was collecting blackmail on people. There's so many pictures of strange men sleeping. Who collects pictures of strange men sleeping? Was this collateral for something else? The Billionaires Club? Everybody's on it. Look at you guys are going off on the comments. I have to kind of wonder. So now, again, somebody, and I'll ask again, somebody who's a lot of people see as the biggest, PR media person, very influential, can put out a story, can discredit a person, can discredit a statement, can put out a bunch of things, always wants to get ahead. TMZ has been everywhere. TMZ hires a bunch of people everywhere. TMZ, okay? He can't get ahead of this. He can't speak on this, but he's posting about everything else. Everything else related to Epstein. Ask yourselves why. Why? It's crazy work. Anyways, guys, I'm going to let you guys go on that note. I would ask you guys to really think about just this situation and ask yourselves, why can't I Google this? Why is Google not able to link the fact that TMZ, Harvey Levin, is somehow mentioned as somebody who could do work that could make things go away in PR? Okay. Again, tried to call you Harvey Levin, who runs TMZ, as a good friend. This is by Mike Sidrick, the dark arts PR guy. Okay. Get dirty, hire bots, get in the mud kind of PR guy. Okay. Get in the dirt. Why hasn't he gone live in here? And why hasn't Google linked all this yet? I want to know. Why is it only myself, Ticket TV, a bunch of other creators out here, and Twitter? Why hasn't Twitter talked about, Twitter's talking about it, a bunch of accounts, but where's TMZ at? Talk about everybody else. TMZ, where's your Jay-Z story? What's going on? Ain't that selective? All selective, okay? All selective. I'll see you guys on the next one because I gotta go tend to baby bunny. Really appreciate everybody being here. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Mims, BJ, that surprise witness. Shout out to Ticket TV who like broke the story too. And like I said, I was like surprised nobody's talking about this. Talk about it, share it, tell the people. You guys, that's where you can find the links. But all this is in the DOJ files. Don't let them ignore this. If you're gonna talk about everything else, talk about your own shit too. I'll see you guys on the next one. And shout out to everybody that supported today. Thank you. Thank you. Bye, guys.